$30,000 a month is the goal. Someone decided to hit me. I got in an accident. That is the motivational quote for today. Just keep swimming.
Office, and I'm going to show you my fancy ad system. This is what my client is paying me $1,500 a month for, and most clients will pay you a lot more than that depending on...
It's supposed to be day 15, but that was yesterday. So today is day 16. The reason why I didn't catch up yesterday, someone decided to hit me. I got in an accident. I'm Greg Dawson. I'm a digital marketer, and I have scaled to $30,000 before, but it ended in a ball of flames. The reason, I didn't have any systems in place, didn't have any processes in place. It was the wild, wild west. I had 15 different clients with 15 different platforms with 15 different problems. But I have learned from my mistakes, and I am back on the path to $30,000 a month, and it is now day 16. Let's go. Yeah, so that accident was a complete bummer, but onward and upward. No matter what comes your way, you have to keep going. That is the motivational quote for today. Just keep swimming. Yesterday, I did actually have quite a great day in the morning. I had my onboarding call for my client who I do email marketing for and pitched them on Facebook ads. That started yesterday, already got paid for the first month. I'm back up to $9,500 a month. It's only a little over $20,000 away from my $30,000 a month goal. We're getting there. How are we getting there? New business outreach. That is what I have been obsessed with, going after new clients. How do you go after new clients? You go to upwork.com, you search for things like social media marketing, digital marketing, Facebook ads, email marketing, and you find businesses that are looking for contractors like us to do work for them. Because ultimately, they are trying to work on their business and not in their business. And you can make a pretty good living doing it. Last year, I averaged between 10 and 13K a month, and I have been my own boss for over 15 years. I do what I want, when I want, because I am my own boss. Real quick, if you want to be your own boss and you want to do what you want when you want, go ahead and give me a like, give me a subscribe. It'd mean the world to me. Thank you. Now let's move on.
I've been filming so much that my gimbal ran out of juice, so now we're back in the office, and I'm going to show you my fancy ad system. This is what my client is paying me $1,500 a month for, and most clients will pay you a lot more than that depending on how much they're making overall. Why is this the fancy ad system? Well, because it works every single time. I've never had this fail on me. The only time this would ever fail is if you don't pay attention to the data that's coming in and you don't make informed decisions on that data. So when I say my fancy ad system works every single time, it works every single time because it's a framework that gets you the information to be able to make decisions on and get the right ads working at the right time for the right audience, which is why it works every single time. Let's jump in. Overall, this is all about audiences. You got to keep in mind that Facebook ads or any social media ads are not about search intent. So think about where you go to search for a specific product or a specific solution. You go to Google, right? Your intent is to find a solution to your problem. Now with social media ads, we are proactively putting ads in front of people who we believe might be interested in our product or our client's product in this case. We are simply fishing out there and trying to figure out what we can catch. And sticking with the fishing analogy, you don't always catch a fish on the first cast. And if you do, hey, that's great, that's awesome, everything's dialed in. But most likely, you're going to have to take into account weather like wind, rain, is it cloudy out, is the water murky, what kind of bait you have on the end of the hook. Is it for a trout? Is it for a bass? Is it for whatever the heck it is? And you're continually testing to figure out what's working in that specific area of water. And once you find what's working, well, then you press down the gas and you keep casting because you know more likely than not, now that you have everything dialed in, you're just pulling them out. Fish after fish after fish. All right, enough with the analogy. You have three different audiences. You have a hot audience, which is they've added to the cart or they've initiated a checkout, but something came up. Their kid was crying, they had to change a diaper, someone called, they had to check email, their boss needed something, whatever it may be, that is the hottest audience you can have besides purchasers. So this is where I start. I start where I know the intent of the person is the closest to purchasing. Now, not every client has a bunch of traffic that's going to their website and adding to cart and initiating checkout, but that also goes into client selection. I go after clients that fit my specific parameters. They're in business, they sell products, but they don't necessarily how to do ad campaigns or email marketing or social media marketing. And I come in, I put my system in place, and it's off to the races. Whereas if you start working for a client that doesn't have any sales, doesn't have a proven product, well, you'd start down in the cold area. And the amount of investment that the client has to put in to figure out, even if it's a proven product. So that business owner doesn't necessarily have an idea of whether or not their product is going to sell. They still have to figure out their target market. And even after they do that, they still have to put the product in front of them. And is it a product market fit? So the amount of investment that they have to put in to just figure that out, it sets you up for failure. So that's why I always try to get on the phone with people and talk about where they're at in their journey. If they say, I haven't made a sale, or I'm still trying to figure out my target market, or I'm not sure if this product is a fit, well, those are red flags. And I tell them, hey, this isn't going to be a fit because the amount of money that you're going to have to invest over the next several months to even try to get to a point where you can sell is most likely going to be past what you thought you were going to spend, and you're not going to be a happy client. The question is, how do you apply this framework to your ad campaigns? Here's the concept. Most people, when they create ad campaigns, they automatically go after cold audiences because they think, I have to get new people coming in. And unfortunately, what happens is it takes a long time to get this cold audience to purchase because, again, we're out fishing. Their intent isn't necessarily to buy whatever the client is selling. We're simply putting an ad in front of somebody who has shown interest potentially in the thing that your client is selling, but it could just be within the industry. And clients will spend a lot of money on this cold audience. And usually the first thing that clients say when I pitch them on Facebook ads is, oh, I tried Facebook ads. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for my industry. It's too hard. I wasted so much money. And then I start to ask them about their campaigns and what did they do. Oh, well, I was going after this audience, or I didn't even target. Or sometimes they go, you can target that? And that's the problem. A lot of people start out with this. They spend a lot of money on it and they get turned off by Facebook ads because they think they don't work. But unfortunately, it's because their triangle is upside down. They do have the concept down as far as you get a lot of people in there and a little bit of people come to the warm audience and even fewer come to the hot audience and even fewer buy. But the point of my fancy ad system is, even though I have the same funnel, I start in a different direction. I start with the hot audience. The people who are closest to the intent of buying. That's who we want to target. We want to make it as easy as possible for them to purchase because the hot audience are the people who added to cart or they initiated checkout and they've already checked out your product. They've already been a cold audience. They've already been a warm audience. They're the ones that are going to buy. As we're setting up campaigns for them, then we're going to set up campaigns for the warm audience next. These are people who have engaged with your social media channels, meaning they've either liked or commented or shared or watched a video. And usually I put about a 75% video view requirement on there. So you're not just targeting people who maybe watched your video for a second and swiped out and weren't interested. You want people who actually sat there, watched your video, and put time and effort into completing that video. I find that 75% view rate is perfect for that. And then people who have been to your website. So they're no longer a cold audience. They know they're on their journey to know, like, and trust you. They're doing their due diligence. They're checking out your social media. They've checked out your website. And now they're a warm audience and they just need a little bit of help getting to the finish line to buy your product. When I have a winning ad in this section, I take that, I duplicate it, and I go up to the cold audience. Who's my cold audience? My cold audience is a lookalike audience of buyers of the client's product. So we're not starting from scratch, hopefully. And if we are starting from scratch, then this cold audience is going after specific interests that align with your client's product. All right, I know that was a lot of information. What questions do you have? Put them in the comments below and I will get to every single one of those questions with an answer. And if you are the type of person who wants to be your own boss, is sick of your 9-to-5, please continue to watch these videos. I am teaching you everything that I know that allows me to make over $10,000 a month, and I'm on that journey of getting back to $30,000 a month. If you do want to be your own boss, like and subscribe. Show me you're with me. Let's go.